Okay, so if you're an independent artist and you're paying for beats, for studio time, for mixing and mastering, and you're paying a bunch of producers and engineers, you need to stop. And I'm not saying you need to stop forever, but you need to stop before you understand this one thing. And that's because wrong producers can cost you way more than the price of a beat or a price of an hour in a studio. They can cost you years and whole projects of you not sounding like you should. And I know that sounds pretty dramatic, but let me explain. Because if you spend months, if you spend years building your music on something that was not made for you specifically, for your voice and vision for music and in your style, like for example beats from YouTube or mixing from some random guy you found because he was the cheapest one, these things can cost you your unique sound. Because if you're trying to adapt to something that wasn't made for you, well, you're not gonna sound like you're not gonna be your true self in your music. And that's the point where a lot of artists get stuck. And it's not because of talent, not because of writing, not because of ideas for music. It's just because a lot of artists are trying to build on something that wasn't made for them, and they're getting stuck because it doesn't sound like it should in their head. If you take a foundation for a song, so a beat, production that sounds a certain way, and you're trying to adapt yourself into it, you're effectively just adapting yourself to someone else's vision. And that's not good. It should be done the other way around. The beat should be built around your inspirations and your vision and your voice and ideas for music. Because at the end, you are the artist. It's your name on streaming platforms. It's your name on your projects. So it should be done however you feel it should be done. I'm recording this video because I feel that a lot of producer-artist relationships are now too transactional. A producer sends beats to tens of artists, and then the artist chooses one that kinda fits what they're working on, pays for the beat, and that's the end of the story. No customization, no production tailored to your sound. It's just like, here's the beat, take it, record something, pay me money, and then the artist repeats the process with a different producer, a different beat, a different sound, and then starts wondering, why doesn't my music feel connected to each other? Why isn't my fan base growing? Well, that's because every one of your songs sounds like a song made by someone else. And the problem isn't even that the beats from YouTube are low quality. They aren't. The beat can be fire, the beat can have all the elements you want, like, I don't know, dark pitched vocal chops, the perfect R&B feel, the beat can feel expensive, the beat can have great drums. But if it's not made for you, if it doesn't suit your style, your voice, your delivery, your flow, it's still not right. I've seen this a lot, especially with R&B artists, because R&B is such a wide genre, like it has a lot of subgenres and styles in it. And for example, I've seen neo-soul artists with very soft delivery and singing hooks, and you know how it sounds, hop on dark trap soul beats because that's what the producer sent them, or that's what's trendy right now. And it just sounds wrong, you know what I mean? It just sounds wrong. It's like two different pieces combined into one song. It doesn't sound like one piece of music. And the song may even sound cool, but it doesn't sound authentic, it doesn't sound honest. And that's kinda the difference between just recording a song and building a sound, building sound that's yours. I'm going back to Virgil Abloh like in one of my previous videos, but he just had this quote. He showed like a candle, and he said that he can either design the candle or he can design a whole room around it and make it look like a piece of art. And I feel like it's very similar with music. You can either spend hours designing your voice to fit the beat the producer sent you, or you can just record a song that feels like you and build a whole world or a whole room around your voice. So make a perfect beat, then a mix, add some effects, make the arrangement in a way that fits what you're going for on your project. But you need a special producer for that, because a good producer is not just a person who makes good beats or who mixes your vocals well or who has a lot of placements. A good producer has to understand what you're going for in your music, how your voice sounds, what fits your voice, what fits the world you're building with your music, and then needs to help you build exactly that. And that's why I think a lot of independent artists are spending too much money on beats or wasting money on beats, because they record a song, it doesn't sound 100% right. They think they need more beats, more variety, better mix, better studios, better microphones, and they're just spending money in wrong order, because you can buy the most expensive beats, you can have the most expensive studio gear, but if you don't know what sound you're going for, and more importantly, if you don't have a producer that knows what sound you're going for, you're not going to build a song that truly feels like you, and a song that you can show everyone and be proud of it, and a song that's gonna build your world in music and build your fan base. So I highly encourage you to stop just buying beats and just spending money on mixing, and ask yourself, what really is my sound? What sound do I want to build with my music? What word do I want my music to be? And then look for a producer who understands it and who can build the song with you. Because now you're not just gonna spend money on a beat, you're gonna spend money on building something that you can build from later, and you can build your whole career around that sound. Stop buying beats before you figure out your sound and before you figure out collaborators who know that sound as well. Thanks for watching as always, hope you found the video valuable. Click that subscribe button because this is a new channel and I need a lot of you to hear what I'm talking about. And see you in the next video.